Well, I thought we had a good bye week. Our players went out and worked hard, got a lot done. We went back and did some ones versus ones, twos versus twos, got the threes a lot of reps and work. So it was very, very productive. And then we gave them a couple days off over the weekend. Get back out there and practice this afternoon, which will be put us a little bit ahead as far as our normal work week. So, looking forward to playing South Dakota. You know, you watch them and they're executing and playing well. Their offense is moving the ball and throwing it around, running a bunch of RPO game that obviously will challenge our eyes and our discipline in the secondary. But we're really looking forward to it. I feel like, you know, it'll be a good challenge for us, and certainly the conference opener at home, we've got to come prepared, go out and execute and play well to win the game.
When you look at South Dakota now, how much do you kind of look back to the spring? How much are you seeing just kind of spring stuff carry over when you look at them right now?
Yeah, I mean, they carry a lot over. They're not one that tried to rewrite their playbooks or anything like that. Their defensive philosophy is very similar. They run hard to the ball. They're physical up front. Play pretty much the same coverages. They challenge you on third downs with some of their looks and who's coming and who's not coming. So there's carryover, but they do certain things different, particularly on third down every game. But like I said earlier, it's a different year because everybody's back. You're basically playing against the same guys, and then obviously everyone added a few others, but playing against the same guys you did a year ago.
Freshman quarterback over there started against you a few months ago. Just what has impressed you just kind of him going forward?
Yeah, you know, I was impressed first watching him warm up before the game on his arm strength, the quickness of his release, and how well he spun the ball. And then when we went out and played with him, he can really throw it. He's got a real quick release. And, you know, he's had a lot of time in these first games and hasn't been hit a lot. So I think it's up to us to put some pressure on him and hit him, and change looks on him, mix things up, try to get him out of his comfort zone. If he's able to have the same rhythm that he's had the last couple of weeks, you know, we're going to have a hard time stopping him. It's up to us to stop the run first and then put pressure on him, and that's kind of how, you know, we did it a year ago, is we were able to shut the run down and then get after the quarterback. First thing you do is watch, you know, what they did a year ago, and then you take the 3 games that they did this year, and then you throw in some situations from the other spring games that, you know, maybe you didn't have enough video to analyze, but yeah, you jump on it right away.
And then the heightened importance of it being the conference opener and wanting to start as co-conference champs reigning, start off on a hot 1-0 win.
Yeah, I mean, we want to go out and perform well and play well at home, get a win at home, kind of build off of last week's game. Make this a hard place to come in and play. Hopefully we'll have a great crowd, make it a home field advantage.
We haven't asked you about that. What did you think of the home opener?
Yeah, I thought it was great. You know, that was a good start. You know, we had a lot of people in the crowd. They were good. Certainly helped us a lot down the stretch in the fourth quarter, I thought. I think our players were excited about it, seeing the crowd, seeing everyone there. Hopefully we just continue to grow it and make it better.
Watching the game last night, I was wondering if you were watching that, seeing Lamar out there.
I saw just the last part of it, the last drive where he took him down and scored. What a terrible somersault. He can do way better than that on his somersaults. I've seen him do better than that.
Do you take less of, I know you take a lot of pride in coaching in the Heisman season and everything. Do you take anything just from watching him teach the guys here, anything about that?
Do what?
When you coached him throughout, you take pride in the Heisman season and everything, just watching him and his growth. Do you take anything from who he is and just kind of try to apply it and teach the guys now?
Yeah, I think probably most of our players were watching it. I think the thing that really stood out with Lamar last night was his competitive spirit, competitive toughness, and, you know, certainly something to mention and remind our players about. The guy that threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter, but came back and did everything he could to help find a way to win the game. And, you know, his ability to run, his ability to make throws in the pocket when he was getting hit. just the competitive spirit that, hey, there's no way I'm not going to win this game, I thought really stood out in the part I watched.
Do you expect to see Seattle returning any more kicks, or just kind of how was that for you?
He's going to be back there, yeah. It's going to be whether they kick it to him or not. They might be afraid to kick it to him now when they know they can't tackle him. But he does a great job on the team. You know, he sets some good blocks, good block on the touchdown return, and he's very capable of running better than that. He just needed to remind to go straight ahead, quit the cutback running. I think he counted on his speed too much instead of his power.
Listed he's a defensive lineman, but you've used him a little bit full back in some sets, goal line. Just kind of what does he bring to you guys?
A lot of toughness, a lot of energy. He's so much fun every day at practice. Always has a smile on his face, goes extremely hard. He's going to be a great pass rusher before it's over with, and he plays on offense also. So you see him in there at the fullback spot. We have handed him the ball a number of times in practice. He does a good job running with it. I know for a fact that at some point you'll see us hand him the ball in the backfield and him run with it, break tackles, run over guys and be physical. And, you know, he did it in high school too. It's not something new that he was good at it, running with the ball and playing fullback in high school and playing defensive line.
Is there anything else you do during the bye week, knowing that what a grueling slate it is through the Valley, and that it all starts this week?
Yeah, well, we made it hard on Tuesday and Wednesday. It was very physical practices. It was good to get back and go ones versus ones, run games, some live pass rush, some real physical play. Then we cut back Thursday's practice like we normally would. And then we went on Friday morning and did mostly all individual technique and drill work and things that will help us get individually improved as players. So, we don't do any scrimmaging or any of that just because you have a long, we got 9 weeks in a row now ahead of us. But we certainly felt like there were areas we can improve on. Our players came out with a lot of energy and focus and really worked extremely hard. So that was great to see.
Central Arkansas had some success shutting down a lot of the read option stuff. Just kind of how do you make sure that's looking a little bit better this week?
Yeah, I didn't really feel like they shut it down. I think some of that had to do with yourself and how we executed and what we did well. And we did make some real good plays with the certain versions of it. But it wasn't a big plan. It wasn't something that we went into the game saying we're going to need to run this 20 times to win the game. Our biggest plan going into the game was running our gap runs. They're a penetrating team and they make things tough on you. We really did a good job of establishing our gap run, and I think that's really what allowed us to have the success running the ball to help us win.
So the offensive line has really improved the last few weeks. So stood out to him during that Central Arkansas game. Just how have you noticed it starting to click together?
Yeah, it's just we've been working hard these past 2 weeks, and we were working on games. Everyone's last year we had some problems with the games and pass rush, so we've been working on that. And just the leadership in the O-line has been growing, and our bonds have been getting tighter. So.
What are thoughts of just starting Valley play and the importance of the game on Saturday?
It's super important. We always want to make the playoffs, and we're trying to go get that championship again. So we'll start 1-0.
Is there any added motivation or anything though that you just faced these guys about 6 months ago?
Yeah, you don't want to let them come in and get their revenge. So yeah.
What about you, Ikenna?
To be honest, it's really it's a game. I try not to look into the robbery aspect of it sometimes, or the revenge aspect. I just try to think that they're our opponent, and that we got to take that serious as any other opponent, and that our goal every week should be to be 1-0. And so we have to start to practice, start to film. We gotta just take everything seriously because we can't take any opponent slight. especially in our conference, which is probably one of the hardest fighting in the Missouri Valley Conference, because it's power football and it's mainly dealing with the lines too, like the O-line and D-line are key parts of it. So, but overall, we just as a team, we gotta take everything into account, take it seriously, put all our hard work and effort into it, and try to come out 1-0 every week.
Okay, South Dakota's had some pretty good success along its offensive line early part of the season. Just kind of what have you noticed in them?
I've noticed that they've improved. They're hard fighting. They don't back down. One thing I didn't really notice about South Dakota is that they try to balance it up. They try to mix it up, the run and the pass. They like utilizing their RPO. It's a really good scheme. As you see, they beat Northern Arizona, and they came almost close to beating Kansas. And they laid the smack on Cal Poly, but they're a really good team. We're not going to take them lightly. Their own line is a key part, and I think that it's going to be an entertaining game. It's going to be a good game, and that we got to key in, make sure they can't get the yards and we're getting first.
When you're playing that RPO, playing against an offensive line that's running a lot of RPO, just kind of how do you play that? It seems different.
Well, for the D-line perspective of it, you got to play like run, because it's a run-pass offense. And so being a run-pass offense, scheme in that, or run-pass option, it's always going to look like run first. So you can't treat it like, oh, it's going to be pass. They do their RPO for pass. No, they run it, the scheme like run. For pass, it's the read. So the D-line we have to do our part, stop the run. If we stop the run, then they have to go to the pass. And if we stop the run, then they go to the pass, we can really get after the quarterback. So really the main plan is just to stay to our keys, keep following our coach's advice, doing our job. That's just the way to do it.
With having we talked to Tyler Lovelace a couple weeks ago. What's it like having a guy with that much experience all at this school on defense?
I feel like with having Lovelace as one of our leaders and one of our older guys, it's just experience and wisdom. Always a key asset, and it's very valuable whenever you're playing the sport of football, because it's a game of inches, and so the knowledge that he has from playing and certain techniques that he might have learned over the years, he knows things that can really help him push over the top. Having all of our guys, all the experience that we've had from all of our seniors, all our older guys, all the veterans. So Lovelace is a really key piece and a good leader, and the wisdom that he brings, it's really valuable.
You said you'll call him Grandpa, is that right?
Yeah, that's Gramps. So we call our older guys him, and then Eric Johnson, we call him Monk. So those are older guys because they've been here for a long time. So we just call those guys Gramps, and it's all love, and because we try to treat football like as a family, and this team really is like a family. How tight these bonds that we have.
You guys are deep on the defensive line. You guys are able to stay fresh. How much have you noticed that throughout the year, just so far? Just how much time you're able to kind of get off your legs for just a second, maybe?
I've definitely noticed that. Trust me. Back in JUCO, I had one game where I played like 70 snaps. So it's to be able to have all the rotation with how many guys we have, and everybody being talented from our nose position with Armand Wallace and our guys like Sterling. We've had our tackles like Eric Johnson and Alan Love, and then going to our edge guys like with Kevin Ellis, Anthony Payne, and then our rotations with Devin Gorey and Jalen Williams. It's just the D line with the depth of that rotation. It really helps, because then if we're tired, we can roll in guys who are at the talent-wise as good as us too. And so we're not bringing in the tools, we're bringing in a fresh set of legs ready to go out to the quarterback and to do our job to stop the run too.
Ryan, you don't get to come off the field. There's nobody rotating in for you. But you guys have been having more success on offense so far. Just how much fun has that been able to be able to play in that?
Oh yeah, it's been super fun. Last year we didn't score the ball as much as we wanted to, but this year we've been getting after it. It's just fun scoring or celebrating after someone scores a touchdown and stuff like that.
How beneficial do you think it's going to be that you had this bye week as you get ready for 2 straight months of Valley play?
Oh yeah, it's been super beneficial. Got to get some extra work in, but really we rested our legs before we had these 9 straight weeks, and that's been super good for us.
Is there any excitement along with that, knowing that every Saturday from here till end of November that you got a game to prepare for?
Yeah, because I like having the game, so yeah, there's a little excitement. I'm pretty sure for the rest of the team the same way. So
It's better than last year. We had weeks where we didn't have the game.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 weeks. And like right before, it was like we had 1 week where the game, and it was like 2 weeks since we had our next game. So it's kind of like we're just practicing. So, but like it's good to have like these straight weeks of football. It's good to be back, and it's good to be at this high level. So it just feels good to be here.
You get bored on Saturday? Just kind of what was past Saturday like?
Just sleeping,
Yeah.
stretching, resting.
yeah,
Just trying to recover, really.
sleeping home.
Yeah.
I'd much rather play a game than sleep at home.
It's a lot of homework. I mean, we got to catch up on some of the other Saturday games. Got to see some like my old teammates play, so that was good.